This is our resurrection sweet rolls that we're making. We talked about that on the Facebook page. So what we did is you'll make a sweet roll pastry dough or sweet roll dough. So it's yeast raised. I make it with for your liquid to be a cup of milk, a stick of butter, cup of sugar, and you warm that, melt that all together so it's just warm, not hot. Pinch of salt, and then add 6 cups of flour to that, and let that rise like you would just for your regular dough. Don't forget your yeast. You should have already prepped that beforehand. Then I gives me enough there to make 2 rolls. So cut that in half. I rolled that out, and then on the topping, it's you're gonna make the standard Haroset recipe that I have in the book, and make an extra batch of that, and enough to put on the top of your dough. So you do your whole dough, enough to cover, and do that first. Add that first, and then the stuff I have on top is kind of a cheesecake topping. So it was 2 containers of whipped cream cheese. So I just got some from Walmart. So whipped cream cheese, and a cup of brown sugar, and 2 eggs, and about a cup of flour. You can add a little bit more if you need it to be thicker, so that it's spreadable, not runny. You don't want it to be runny. And then I add some cinnamon to that, and that's really the whole thing. And then you take that, you smear that on the top, so you have a nice thin layer. Don't have it too thick, because then it just runs out on the sides. So put a thin layer of that cheesecake topping on there, and then roll your sweet roll dough. So remember, the Haroset represents the sweetness of Christ's atonement and Him taking away sin. And also, because He is risen, this is the Feast of the Unleavened. So the sweet roll dough rising is of Christ's resurrection. So Him coming from the dead to life. And then in the dough, for making the dough, I like to add some matzah, which represents unleavened or death. So you have it representing Christ in both that He is the master of death and of life through the resurrection. Yeah, that turned out much better than, because it's not squeezing out. You don't have the other one. I put the cream cheese on first, and it just was kind of squirting out everywhere. So if you put the Haroset on first, it doesn't squeeze out everywhere, make a mess. So that's given us probably about, how many sweet rolls did we get out of that batch?
12 for a batch.
No, we had fewer than that. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. About 11. So it gives you about
11 or 12.
About 22 sweet rolls. I'm doing them about 2 inches thick. About 2 inches thick cuts. Let them rise. Rule number 1 of baking: turn your oven on first. There's nothing special about these pans. These are just cheap aluminum pans. I had some on hand. Decided to just take them and use them up. that in there. And let these rise for a bit. Bake them at about 300 degrees, 300 to 325, and bake that and bake them for about an hour. You want to give the middle cheesecake some time to set up and for everything to rise. Careful not to over bake them, so it might be about 30 minutes. But yeah, about 32 minutes to an hour, but check on them. After about 30 minutes, check on them. You want the dough to still be a little bit soft. You don't want it to bake it hard. That's an important thing. Okay, that's it. Those are our resurrection sweet rolls.